Man, I've played Stalker 2 for the last week and a half, every day, non-stop. And I must say it, I fucking love this game. I know, it has a lot of flaws. I'm not even blind to them. It sucks the A-life system is absolutely broken right now, and all NPCs spawn within like 40-meter radius from you instantly aggroed. It sucks we can't loot mutants, and that realistically they're only bullet sponges that give you nothing for killing them. And I know that performance and bugs and glitches are terrible, but I still love this game, and the atmosphere, and the gameplay loop, and especially the world now that I know a little bit more about it. Even the stupid fetch quests that make you run for like 15 minutes straight just to get like 1600 coupons are no problemo to me. But now, several days after release, I'm just really curious. What would the perfect Stalker game play like? Stalker Gamma is a free compilation of mods for a mod called Stalker Anomaly, and as a matter of fact it consists of 400 mods for that mod. And yes, if it sounds crazy, it does because it is. Stalker Gamma is basically a compilation of mods fitted and modified so that they play nicely with one another. And for us, the players, it means that we have to spend 3 hours installing the damn thing, but when we finally do, all our worries in life disappear in an instant, for we finally are able to play the ultimate Stalker experience. Not to mention, the mods that Gamma uses are constantly updated, swapped around and modified so that the game stays stable and as playable as possible. Really, check their Discord. They update this thing all the time. Because believe it or not, a year ago the mod pack consisted of only 300 mods, and today it's more than 400. And after playing it for a couple of days and nights, I can with full conviction say that Stalker Gamma is the best single-player hardcore FPS game I have ever played. But why is it so awesome? So let's start at the start, if you will. Stalker Gamma is basically Tarkov, but single player, plus with mutants and anomalies. The modpack is aimed at a very hardcore player base, but we will get to that in a moment. At the start of the game, we create our character, choose our faction, our name, our dating profile picture, and of course our starting items. And this whole creation system is something I massively appreciate. I love creating my own characters in games, and the fact that Stalker Gamma lets you do that is a massive plus for me. It gives the game a huge replayability value. We also decide on the amount of pain we want to inflict straight to our brain while playing. For instance, we can choose the Azazel mode, which makes it that if we die during our gameplay, instead of having to reload, we just take over the body of another real Stalker NPC that is somewhere in the world. And that is fucking sweet, man. After creating our character, we are spawned in our faction's base. In my case, because I picked loners, we are spawned in the rookie village in Cordon area. Which, to be fair, might be the best choice for new players, as we get not 3, not 2, but 1 NPC that kind of tells us the basics of the game. He also gives us like 2 tutorial quests and becomes a temporary companion to help us finish them, so that's nice. And if we are really cheesy, we can take his quests and then never finish them so that this man follows us all the time, basically being a free companion forever. But now the important thing. What do we do after we are finally in the game? And that's the beauty of this modpack. We can do whatever we want. The world is our oyster, and the only goal is to get rich, get good equipment, and get famous in the faction of our choosing. We're not the center of the universe anymore. We are not the chosen one. We are not the hero. In Stalker Gamma, we are just a cog in the machine that is the world. The game works kind of like Mount and Blade in a way, I suppose. But even there, we are a commander or whatever. Here, we are just a dirty-ass stalker swimming in mud to grab an artifact that costs the equivalent of 3 breadcrumbs. And we're basically even with the NPCs. And when it comes to NPCs, this modpack also shines. But I guess that's more of a Stalker thing in general. Any NPC is able to kill us just as well as we are able to kill them. Any NPC can dynamically travel or die. There is even a top 100 ranking for the best Stalkers, and you can actually meet any of them in the world. They are out there somewhere, not to mention all the factions fighting over the control. The random gunfights that happen whether you are able to witness them or not. This world lives more than any other I have ever seen in a video game. In Stalker 2, the A-life system is bugged and doesn't really work for now. But here is more than capable than ever. The zone really feels alive at every turn. We can get dynamic quests from NPCs through the comms system, We can get ambushed by bandits or mutants all the time. The anomalies in the world despawn and spawn in various places with every emission. And yes, the PDA channel. I love this feature, and I'm actually kind of sad it's not implemented in Stalker 2. But basically, every Stalker has their own PDA, which is a device used for communication, quests, maps, and so on. Like an all-in-one Stalker phone. But it's also used by NPCs to communicate on the main channel, and anyone can read what they post. It's like a Stalker version of Twitter. NPCs talk about weather, about things currently happening in the world, commenting on loot they just got. Some authorities even report casualties of real NPC stalkers that lost their lives during emissions. Sort of obituary, how do you fucking pronounce that word? Okay, sort of obituaries in a way. It's insane to me. Sure, it's mostly just flavor, but not really. When an NPC says that they found an artifact, you can actually find that exact NPC, kill them, and take the artifact for yourself. It's super immersive and I love that feature. But now a bit about the zone itself. Stalker Gamma is huge. The map combines all the maps from previous Stalker games. And all that while changing and rebalancing a lot of it. And this modpack brings the zone to life even more thanks to all those graphical mods. Sharper textures, better models, massive amounts of guns and weapons, improved lighting, shaders, better sound, improved skyboxes, emission effects, and much more. Like, nothing beats a late night stalkering around in search of some artifacts. The ambience and the graphics, even though technically dated, they look really good when brought back to life with all those shaders and stuff. This game looks sharp and the performance is still great. At least in my experience anyway. I know that this will vary from PC to PC. During all of my runs though, I haven't had a single crash or a real FPS drop, and I find that actually quite amazing. 400 mods and it all runs more than fine. I almost don't believe it honestly, no idea how they did it. But now, why is this mod considered so hardcore? What makes it such a big deal? Stalker Gamma is absolutely packed with mechanics aimed at hardcore players, and every Stalker veteran will tell you that. This modpack demands your full attention almost all the time. First of all, the save system is made harder. You can only save next to campfires. Think of it like somewhat of a Dark Souls approach. To save, you must find a campfire, and if it's not lit up, you have to use matches, which, by the way, are a finite consumable, to start up a fire, and only then you can save. There's also a separate save system that lets you save anywhere, but with a cooldown of like 3 minutes. Another thing is that enemies are dangerous, and their AI is really good. Regular Stalker AI was known to be good, but this here is even better. They efficiently use cover, flank, and cooperate with one another. They are simply extremely dangerous, especially in bigger groups. Sometimes you won't even know from where you were getting shot at. Like here, I'm fighting some whatever the fuck looking ass mutant, and then I get one-tapped from who knows where by a bandit. And the health system in Stalker Gamma does not make getting shot any easier. If you get shot and not die instantly, you will most likely start to bleed. To stop the bleed, you need a bandage. Then, to heal the main health, you need a medkit. Then to heal limb health, you need to take some post-heal meds, like ibuprofen. Then you most likely will get dizzy, so you need another med that cancels out the previous med dizziness effect, like caffeine tablets. And then of course you have to keep up with your food and drink needs, especially that some meds and items make you more thirsty and more hungry, and all that just to heal yourself up in the most efficient way. And yeah, you also have to sleep sometimes. It's honestly even more complicated than Tarkov at this point, but whoever plays EFT will find the systems more or less familiar. Okay, so enemies are dangerous, the health and needs system is very complex, but what else makes this mod so hard? You like guns? Well, I hope you do, because for the majority of the early game, and early game can take literally tens of hours, you will be rocking this fucking TOS you picked at the start of the game forever. Because in this modpack you can't buy weapons, you can only scavenge for them. So let's imagine a scenario. You find a weapon on the enemy that you like. Unfortunately, pretty much all those weapons are in low condition. So to use it and not have it break down on you, you have to fix it up. And to fix it up, you need weapon parts. And to get weapon parts, you need to either look for them in the world or use a consumable item with its own condition to dismantle other weapons for parts so that you can fix up your own weapon. There's so much depth that I honestly can't tell whether this is too complicated or not. But I had tons of fun with it, and the grind for weapons is tough, but after you fix that rifle you scavenged for hours, it feels amazing. And that inventory management doesn't end here. You have to maintain your weapons and your armor with special items made specifically for maintenance. And even if you don't want a max hardcore experience, We can customize a billion things from within the options menu. We can disable the hardcore saves, or make the zone have less mutants and more stalkers and so on. Massive amounts of customization, and I completely get why some people rack thousands of hours in Gamma alone. Stalker Gamma is not just a mod pack, it's a love letter to everything Stalker represents. Its harshness, its depth, and its unforgiving beauty. It's the embodiment of what the series could be when it's left in the hands of the community that truly understands and loves it. By taking the raw potential of the original games and pushing it to their absolute limits, Gamma creates an experience that's brutal, immersive, and deeply rewarding for those willing to embrace the chaos. And I could totally make this video 10 hours long if I had to show everything that this modpack has to offer. Sure, it's complicated, it's exhausting at times even. You'll curse the game when you're ambushed by a bandit squad just seconds after barely surviving a mutant attack. You'll question your life choices when your flashlight batteries die in the middle of an anomaly field, and you will laugh when your hard-earned rifle jumps at the worst possible moment because you didn't have the tools to repair it beforehand. But isn't that what the zone is all about? It's not a place that rewards carelessness or mercy, it's a place that demands respect, patience, and preparation. And for those who can endure it, the zone offers something no other can. A world that feels truly alive, where every victory, no matter how small, feels like you've earned it. You just feel like you're a part of the world, and that feeling not many games can capture fully, but here, it's captured perfectly.